Hi my yogi friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to fill a yoga sandbag. So you may have seen yoga sandbags in yoga studios and they're heavy bags that can be used in so many ways, but when you get a sandbag shipped to you, most likely it's going to look like this, especially if you get it shipped to you from me, it will look like this. If you bought my course in which I ship you my 5 favorite yoga props, I wanted to share that I really wanted to send you the props and you have to do nothing. Like I just wanted the whole kit to be ready and to make it as easy as possible for you. However, I really also wanted to include sandbags, and there was just no way that I could fill the sandbags because the sandbags each hold 10 pounds and I'm going to suggest you fill them to around 7.5 or 8 pounds, so that's 16 pounds. Super heavy. I mean, a box can't even really support that much weight, and it would make shipping costs just skyrocket and it would make the whole course really expensive. So I was really bummed because I wanted to just have everything included and you not have to like lift a single little finger to just get started with the course and the props. But ultimately I had two options, right? Which was to just not include sandbags and just say, oh, it's too much work, people won't do it, or to include the sandbags but make a tutorial video and really encourage you to film them, to fill them, film them. That's my life. I really want you to fill these sandbags. Take action now and decide what you're going to fill your sandbags with. Get it now before your box comes or before your sandbag arrives, so when it arrives, you have everything ready, you know what you're doing, and you can just fill it. There are several options that you can use to fill your sandbags. So we're gonna start with the cheapest and easiest first, which would be sand if you live near the beach. So you can just go to a beach and I don't like to say steal sand, but you can borrow some sand. You can take some sand home in a plastic bag, and you want a lot. Fill this whole guy and this guy, and I actually might need a little bit more. Just think that you want about 8 pounds in each bag, right? Because each bag holds 10 and I don't want you to fill them all the way, and I'll explain why later. So if you go to the beach to get sand, I suggest bringing a cup, so you can scoop the sand into your plastic bag, and then make sure to have also a trash bag or something you can double bag, right? Because you don't want the sand then exploding in your backpack or however you're transporting it home. Number 2 way that you can fill your sandbag, which is completely free, is with dirt, with earth or soil. Now this tends to be a little bit lighter, so it's not gonna be as heavy as sand or some of the other things, but there's something really cool about the idea because we use the sandbags to ground us as using earth, right? So if you garden or you just have soil nearby that's accessible, I just want to throw this out as an option. Right? Option number 3, which is really popular, is rice, right? So you can get a huge bag of rice at the grocery store. You want to get basically 20 pounds of rice, right? And you'll probably end up using 17 pounds of that rice in the sandbags, and then you can eat the rest. I don't have it to show you, but also dried beans are very good. Gravel, right? So if you live near a pet store, there's often very cheap, you know, that gravel that people use to fill the bottom of their fish tanks and stuff like that, or to have in like their iguana cage or whatever. If you can get some cheap gravel, that's also an option. And then the cheapest option that you can buy in a store, it's close to as cheap as rice, but I think it's actually a little cheaper, is kitty litter. And kitty litter comes in 20-pound boxes that you can easily order off Amazon or just grab at the supermarket. So some people might be grossed out by that. I am not that grossed out by that. I don't know why. It's just maybe because I grew up with cats, and unscented plain kitty litter is sort of the same as sand to me. I mean, assuming the litter is not used, it's just unscented sand. I mean, there's got to be some kind of chemicals in there, but it's just going in your sandbag. So if you're totally grossed out by that option, I apologize. It is just a really cheap, easy way, especially with Amazon Prime Pantry and stuff like that, to get 20 pounds of basically sand shipped to you. Now, some people like to, go the extra mile and also put in the sandbag, some dried lavender or scents and things like that, or, put a little bit of essential oil in the rice or the sand or whatever they're putting in there. I honestly, I haven't gone that far just because the sandbags really just are weight. I mean, for like an eye pillow that you're putting on your face, I agree, like lavender and really being careful with what you fill it with and making sure it smells good makes sense because you're putting it on your face. But the sandbags, the idea is that they're just really heavy, and out of all these options, just pick the one that's the easiest that you'll actually do. Because the idea is just for the sandbags to have weight, and you're never gonna think about what's weighting them once you're done with this process. In this modern world, we are so up here, right? Like in our heads, on our phones, and the easiest way to ground ourselves is with weight, right? It's like you don't even have to do yoga. You can literally just put sandbags on you and relax. And having 2 sandbags, it really opens up the amount of restorative and just yin and healing types of things you can do on the floor. Please fill your sandbags. Please fill your sandbags. And if you need more reason, they are very useful around the house, okay? So you can use them to hold doors open, like door stoppers, because they're gonna be heavy. You can use them behind doors. You have doors that hit walls or hit furniture when you open them too fast. You can use the sandbag between the door and the wall. If you're constantly filming stuff like me or you're a photographer, you can use sandbags to weight down your lights or your tripod or your camera. On to the tutorial. You're gonna open your sandbag. So there's plastic here, you're just gonna open this up. Unzip it. And you're gonna see, whoop, just happened, that there is a liner and a bag, right? So you want to fill the liner, not the bag. So you wanna fill the liner. I'm gonna be using sand. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna unzip it. Be careful, you know, the zipper can be sticky. And I have a pot here. I mean, you could use like a big bowl or a basin. The idea is just, I don't want to get sand all over my house and this table. So I'm just going to try to, you know, minimize the spillage. And then I have a funnel too, right? This is totally optional, but I just know I'm accident prone. So I'm going to try to do this as neatly as possible. So you're gonna take your sand or whatever it is and begin, in my case, pouring it into the funnel to just begin to fill your bag. And you wanna bring it up, right? It's not rocket science, pretty simple. But I was confused about this the first time I did it too, and I was actually shocked that there wasn't a YouTube video on it. Okay, so that was a significant bag of sand, and as you can see, it barely made a dent in my sandbag, which now is, I'd call this about a quarter full. And what you want to do is you want to fill your sandbag about 3/4 of the way, all right? So we're looking to fill it to around here. You don't want to fill it all the way, okay? That's going to be disastrous. You're looking to fill it about 3/4 of the way. And what's really nice about these sandbags is because you are filling them yourself and they are adjustable, you can adjust the weight at any time. So if you start doing some of the exercises in the course and you are like, whoa, these sandbags are way too heavy, you can take some sand out. So, you know, especially maybe if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, or you know, you're, you know, just a little more sensitive, bones are more sensitive, then maybe you want a lighter sandbag. Okay, let's keep going because we need to fill it with more sand. Okay, so I filled it a little less than 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna zip it. And you know, that's just because especially with sand, sand is kind of like the heaviest way you can go. So I'm feeling the bag and I feel like this feels good, and you can kind of feel it out and, you know, distribute the sand and be like, yeah, this feels good. So the easy last step is that you're going to put this in the outer canvas bag. Important note is that what I would suggest is putting this face down in the bag. So make sure this is zipped, and then you want the zipper to be face down. That's because if you know, you're holding it by the handle and sand and stuff starts to spill out, it's going to spill out towards the bottom of the bag. Now, you know, you can defy me and have the zippers both face up if you would like, but what I'm gonna suggest is to have the inner liner, the zipper face down. Again, your choice. And then this is just, you know, just a slithery, silly process of trying to get this in the bag. Usually you have to use gravity, so I might stand up to kind of like make this happen. feel like I'm getting a bicep workout in this video, so that's an added bonus. Okay. All right, and then just definitely give it a shake to make sure it's all down there. And then you're just gonna zip up the top and ta-da! Life-changing, grounding sandbag is now in your life. And I just wanna distribute the sand. So yeah, for sand, I'd say to do actually less than 3/4 full. Because this feels right. This feels really, really nice. So definitely never fill it to the top. That will be a nightmare. I think with the sand, I filled it to about here, and that's good. Maybe if you had rice or beans, maybe you'd go a little bit higher. Make sure to like this video if you found this sandbag filling tutorial helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to check out my course in which I ship you my 5 favorite yoga props. Obviously, sandbags are included as one of the props of the 5. The link to sign up for that is below this video. From my heart to yours, namaste.